Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to our virtual classroom. Today, we're going to be looking at lesson 12-2. That is 12-2. And just a quick set of notes. It is a substitution. Again, this is our 33rd lesson, and it is 12-2 substitution. And similar to last week, we're going to be working on equations. And remember that, in fact, today we're going to be solving equations. We're going to be actually finding the answer to an equation using a method called substitution. Before we go on, please remember that an equation has an equal sign. By definition, an equation will have an equal sign. For example, you might have something like 3 plus something, x is equal to 7 or something. This, by definition, is an equation because it has an equal sign. All right, so anything with an equation is an equal sign. For our purposes in our classroom, if you have something without an equal sign, we're going to call that an expression. All right, so equations have equal signs, expressions do not. And today we're going to learn how to solve equations like this one using a method called substitution. Now, I know that you could probably solve this one in your head, but they're obviously not all going to be as easy as this, right? But substitution, just as it implies, means replacing or substituting a variable with a specific number. Substitution is replacing a variable with a specific number. And by now you should know that a variable is going to be a letter or symbol like X, Y, it could be Z, it could be A, it could be P, it doesn't matter. So we're going to be replacing those letters and symbols with a specific number so that this is a true statement. For example, up here, what can I replace the variable X with? What can I substitute it with to make this a true statement? That 3 plus that number will equal 7. Now, obviously that would have to be 4. Okay, so I'm going to substitute the X with a 4. And now when I work that out, well, 3 plus 4 is 7. Leaving me with 7 on both sides. So yes, so that means that in this case, X has to equal to 7. X has to equal to 4. This would be the solution to this equation. So ladies and gentlemen, in other words, we're trying to find the key. We're trying to find the solution to make this equation true. What does X have to be so that we can solve this equation? So it's not like the answer to this would not be 7. Again, it's not about, you guys are used to seeing, well, the number after or before the equal sign is the answer. No, the answer to this equation would be, what is X? What is the key? How do we solve this? So in this specific problem, X would equal to 4. And it actually makes a lot more sense when you look at the actual problems. If you go to 12-2 on OneNote, and go ahead and look at number 3 as I do right here. Here's number 3. And I'm going to begin by writing it out. So we have 4 is equal to, remember that it doesn't matter if it's on the right or the left-hand side. We just know that one side has to be the same as the other. So 0.5 times Z, so there's my variable, minus 4. So obviously I am multiplying right here. This is multiplication. What this is telling me that if I multiply 0.5 times a number, and then subtract 4, that should give me 4. The question is, what number does that have to be? Now, you're not totally guessing, okay? Because you need to choose from one of these numbers up here. Now, I believe that you can repeat the numbers, and I don't know if you have to use all of them, but yes, you're going to choose from one of these numbers and see which of these numbers can I substitute the Z for so that this is now a true statement. What do I mean? I mean, literally, I'm going to rewrite this problem, as you should too. And this time, instead of putting a Z, I'm going to put let's try the 8. Let's see if 8 works. So now it reads 4 is equal to 0.5 times 8 minus 4. Now, obviously, if I follow PEMDAS, I have to multiply first. So 0.5 times 8 is something as half of 8. So 4 is equal to half of 8 is 4 minus 4. And we know that 4 minus 4 is equal to 4 minus 4 will give me 0. So is 4 the same as 0? No. Notice how when I put an 8 right here, whenever I substituted the Z for an 8, it did not give me a true statement. This is not true, meaning that Z is not equal to 8. The solution is not 8. So did I just waste my time? No, because now I know that for a fact that 8 is not the solution for this one. Okay, let's try a different one. Let's try 4 is equal to, let's try 16, okay? Let's try 16. 0.5 times 16 minus 4. All right, so let's see if this works. Let's see if this side, this right side will give me 4. So 0.5 times 16 is 8 because half of 16 is 8. So 8 minus 4, and I know that 8 minus 4 is indeed equal to 4. So it works. So ladies and gentlemen, that means that the solution to this problem is 16, meaning that the answer, if you will, has to be 16. That is the value for 16. So in Schoology, just write 16. Don't put z equals 16, just put 16. And that would be the solution to number 3. The solution is 16. Let's try another one. For example, number 4. 11 is equal to something x minus 3. Now I can do this one in my head. In fact, I know it to be 14 because if I do 11 is equal to 14 minus 3, I know that 14 minus 3 is indeed equal to 11. That solves this equation, meaning that x has to be equal to 14. That would be the solution for this problem. But notice that I chose from one of those numbers right there. I substituted it for the variable, and now it makes the equation true. All right. Last one, number 5. Last one that I'll do with you. 63 over x, remember that means division, is equal to 21. In other words, what number, or sorry, 63 divided by what number is going to give me 21? Well, let me try the easiest one. 3. So let's try 63 divided by 3, see if that's equal to 21. Well, if I do 63 divided by 3, I'm going to work that off on the side. 3 goes into 6 twice. And 3 goes into 3 once. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, 63 divided by 3 is indeed equal to 21, meaning that x has to equal 3. There's my solution. So again, you're trying to find which number can you replace, substitute the variable for to make that into a true statement. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you found this helpful. And with that in mind, I will see you next time.